What is up, Biker Bros? This is Nathan from the GenZ Biker Blog, and today I am riding the beautiful streets of Milwaukee here with my buddy Charles on his KTM 450 that he is gradually converting into a supermoto bike. That is actually a special edition model. He switched the plastics out to be Nardo Gray, and it's really just an awesome bike. But today I kind of wanted to discuss, for those of you that, you know, maybe live in Florida, California, anywhere other than the Midwest, what motorcycle culture is like in the Midwest and how we deal with frigid winter temperatures. So for those of you that don't know, I am located in Milwaukee, which is the home of Harley-Davidson, as many of you know it for. And really just Milwaukee is an awesome motorcycle community. One of the greatest motorcycle communities in the United States, from what I have seen at least. I mean, we have bike nights in the summers that bring in tons and tons of people, in particular the Harley-Davidson Museum in the summer. You know, we have a bike night every Thursday night there that brings in about a thousand other bikers. There's motorcycle cafes here in Milwaukee, Fuel Cafe on 5th Street, and then there's also another one as well, the original one. They hold Wings and Wheels, a bunch of other bike nights throughout the week in the summer and the warmer months. But, you know, it's the Midwest, so when it does get cold, things change, you know. Contrary to some of you people that live out there in maybe Florida or California, the Carolinas, Georgia, wherever you live, we can't ride all year long like you can. So when it gets a little bit colder out, things change. So for example, this year, around October, late October, actually, Halloween was our first time seeing snow this year, which was actually pretty early compared to what we are used to, and it was pretty disappointing. You know, I actually wasn't even ready to put the bike away. I hadn't planned on putting the bike away that early. There's Charles doing some wheelies and really enjoying this warm weather, but I mean, basically how it works is, in previous years at least, come end of October into November, people put their bikes away for a good amount of the year, you know, maybe a few months, to get it out of the snow and the salt, because you obviously don't want your bike getting all salty and rusty and sitting out in the sub-freezing temperatures. But yeah, it's honestly, it sucks. You know, moto enthusiasts love riding. That's our passion, and you know, when we can't do it, you know, it's almost like a state of depression and anxiety that you're put into, because you can't do what you love. But in particular, a lot of the moto enthusiasts, at least here in Milwaukee, what they do is once they put their bike away for the winter, come maybe October or November, they start doing maintenance and upgrades on their bike or their supercars or classics, whatever they have. And they take advantage of that downtime that they can't use to ride to really make sure that their toys are in proper working order, and that they have all the upgrades that they want for potentially the next riding season. For me and Charles, at least, you know, I put my Kawasaki ER6N 650 that I'm on right now in a parking garage. It's semi-closed, it's not temperature controlled, but you could see on here, I mean, there's dust and some salt on here right now, even inside the parking garage, just from other cars that are inside that garage going in and out. So today's March 1st, and this is like my second or third time riding. Basically what we do in the Midwest is when there's a unseasonably warm day in Milwaukee, you know, today's March 1st, it's 50 degrees, 55 degrees, whatever it is, we all get the bikes out of winter storage, go out for a ride during the day, and, you know, probably by 5 or 6, I would assume it'll probably be back down to 35 or so degrees, and then we'll put the bikes back away for probably a couple more weeks until it's officially spring and we have more consistent warmer weather. But, you know, basically Midwesterners go through a cycle essentially of putting their bike away into storage and then potentially taking advantage of whatever warmth we might get here and there. And, you know, those warmer days, it really does rejuvenate a biker bro's soul, and that you get to experience your love and passion, and being that something that you haven't experienced in maybe a few months or maybe even longer than that, depending on if you get any warm days throughout the winter months. And I'm gonna tell you, I'll be the first to tell you, it really freaking sucks not being able to ride all winter long. For those of you that have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I actually went to Orlando in, I think, October or November for Blockhead's FLMM Moto Meetup, and it was a fantastic opportunity for me to produce some moto content. Oh, stripped down bike right there, a couple bikes, that's sweet. But it was FLMM was a fantastic opportunity for me, Blockhead, Shade Tree Surgeon, and Brandon Picasso, and some other moto vloggers to create content, and especially me, because I do combat those winter months, and especially as a moto vlogger, you know, it's pretty hard to make content if there's snow and salt on the ground. But for those of you that do live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Cali, wherever you are, you really just don't have, you don't really understand what I'm talking about unless you've lived here and experienced it yourself. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you do want to see more talks and content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon below, and stay tuned for more future wheelies from my buddy Charles here on his KTM 450. Peace out and ride safe out there, biker bros.